What's good, everybody? It's your brother Mad Black, the most dangerous and the most toxic black man on the internet, and I am black up in your face again with some more pro-black commentary. So, yesterday I was watching a video by the YouTuber Chiseled Adonis. For those who are not familiar with him, Chiseled Adonis does a lot of very funny comedy videos where he does commentary on different fights or different sporting events or even like pro wrestling. And he does a lot of, like I said, very funny content. He does a great job with the editing and putting in sound effects and everything like that to these videos. It makes it a lot funnier. But every once in a while, he actually does do like a serious video where he kind of talks about the censorship on YouTube because he's had his channel censored several times where they've either taken a video down or they've like blocked certain content of his, or they've sometimes I think they even like threatened to take his whole channel because he got a whole bunch of community strikes, right? And he's talked about this, like just how inconsistent YouTube is with his policies and his terms of service. Like they'll just take your video down and never really explain why they're taking it down. Like they'll just say, well, it's an all blanketed, this is hate speech, or this is inappropriate, or whatever, or this is against our policy. That's the catch-all term. It's against our policy. But you don't really know what was in your video that was against their policy. So they really could just be talking about anything. And then even trying to contact YouTube about, trying to appeal or trying to figure out what the reason was, they never give you any type of concrete answer. Okay, you're really just chasing your tail. It's kind of pointless to have a staff that's for this specific purpose to appeal things, and the staff doesn't even waste its time with the appeals and stuff, right? You're just kind of chasing your tail, unless you're like a super popular YouTuber, right? But, what Chiseled Adonis was talking about is basically how he's had some of his videos taken down and gotten so many community strikes, but there is this gay LGBT male YouTuber, I think his name is Kevin Leonardo, who literally has a video on his YouTube channel where he is showing his anus and shaving it on screen. Like he literally has his butthole directly in the camera. Okay? So he just has his cheeks spread and everything dangling below. Right there in the camera, right? And this person is not in violation of the quote-unquote YouTube terms of service. It's not a violation of any YouTube policy. Somehow, some way, it's okay because it's a quote-unquote instructional video of how to shave your anus, right? So, I saw this video by Chiseled Adonis, and, he made some very funny jokes in the video. And, I had to, laugh at that. And also I kind of chuckled to myself the fact that I've had videos taken down and I've gotten community strikes from YouTube and community warnings that are still there. And the warnings just never go away. And, I've had all types of trouble with YouTube, and I know there are a lot of other popular black YouTubers or just black YouTubers in general who do more political topics, who've had their entire channels taken down, that don't use curse words, that just provide evidence, that just play news stories. There's so many black people like that who get their content taken away or who get community strikes. But you have a person on here who's literally showing their ass, okay? Literally just showing it all on camera. And that's not a violation of the community policy. And Kevin Leonardo's not the first one. I know I've seen, way back during the pandemic, I remember watching videos where someone pointed out that you can put nude yoga on YouTube. And I went over and checked, and sure enough, there's naked people doing yoga on YouTube and showing their private parts. And I was like, how in the hell is this possible? I get my videos taken down, but they're allowed to be butt naked on YouTube and spreading their cheeks and their crotches on camera. And I can somewhat understand if if maybe these videos has some sort of medical purpose, like if we were watching like a certain type of surgery or maybe some sort of exam that maybe females or males get, like if they're making like a getting like a prostate exam or getting their colon checked, the colonoscopy, I might be able to understand that, okay, because that does have some sort of medical merit. But having your cheeks spread and shaving your butthole has no merit. And then he's literally talking about why he's doing this is for his boyfriends and his hookups or whatever, so that they don't have a hard time getting in his backside. I'm sure this channel is probably like Billy Porter's favorite channel. Especially now that Billy Porter has gotten a divorce. He probably loves watching Kevin Leonardo, because that's literally all this fool does on his channel. He has other videos of him shaving his butt cheeks. So, it's crazy. The fact that stuff like this can exist on YouTube. And what's crazy is I can only say so much. If I were to do a video where I said, look at this fool here on YouTube, and I show this video, they'll give me the community strike. They'll say that I'm promoting something, debauchery or whatever. Because I've had stuff like that happen where all you're doing is doing a commentary on a video that already exists on YouTube, and you get your channel taken down or you get the strikes from it. And that other video is allowed to stay up, which makes no sense whatsoever. And I'm sure that a lot of content creators, we might not have so much of a problem with YouTube if YouTube was consistent. And basically what YouTube does is it does things the way it wants to do. It bases it on however that person feels at the time. It's not fair. It's not even across the board. Okay, it's based on whoever's looking at your channel, however they feel that at the time, that's what they decide. Okay, because I know it's not just an algorithm. That's nonsense. If it was just an algorithm, then it would be more even across the board. Okay, but it's not just an algorithm, because I've noticed that YouTube targets certain content creators. It definitely targets black creators. Like if you're a black creator who does any type of content that YouTube deems offensive or YouTube deems as, not good, even if you put the video on private or even if you make the video for adults only, they'll still take your channel down or take your video down. So there was a very similar video years ago that, what was the brother's name? Dawa Israel, who passed away not too long ago, so rest in peace to that brother. But he did a video just talking about what is the end result of homosexuals being together in a sexual manner. And he was showing the rectal prolapse. So he was showing that video on YouTube, and they took that video down. So if you have an opinion about it and you're saying something is negatively about that type of stuff, you'll get your video taken down. But I guess if you're just shaving it and showing it to the world and showing all the dangly parts underneath, that's okay somehow. And like I said, just craziness. And YouTube just promotes all types of debauchery and deviancy and lets it fly. But if I come on here and say something that is against the policy, I'll get the video taken down. There's a time, we all remember, there's a time you couldn't even talk about C-19 or the vaccines. You couldn't even say anything about them. People were using code words for it. And those videos got taken down, or people's channels got taken down because of that. But you can show your backside, apparently. Or, well, if you're a certain type of person, you can show your backside. I'll say that. Because I think somehow Kevin Leonardo is protected under the YouTube policy because he is LGBT. I think if another kind of person did that, they would not get the same leeway, you see. But, I know there are women on YouTube as well who shave their private parts and put that on there. Once again, I think because they're women, they allow that. But there's a lot of weird stuff that you see on YouTube that people just get away with it. And other people who get targeted by the quote-unquote YouTube algorithm. There is no algorithm. I think it's YouTube agents who monitor your channel, and if they can get you, they'll get you. They're basically waiting for you to say something that they don't want to be said so they can take your channel down, because they don't want you here anyway. So I just wanted to bring that up. You do not have to go look up this video. In fact, I would recommend that you don't do it, okay? Unless you want to drive yourself insane, go ahead. But the video already has millions of views because people are curious about seeing it. I saw a still image and I was traumatized by that. I don't want to see any more. Okay, I do not need to see any more. All right. And from what I understand, the fool doesn't waste any time. Like within the first few seconds, he has his backside on camera, right in the middle of the camera. Okay. Once again, this has to be Billy Porter's favorite channel and Andrew Gillum's favorite channel, but I don't want to see it. All right, and what if a child runs into that? Because they say they made the content for adults only now. Like that's the only thing YouTube did against the video, but still there are kids that will get past that. In fact, a lot of young people in their teens and 20s are using it as a joke, where they're sending it to their friends in like emails or in Snapchat and saying, "Hey, can you watch this? Can you watch this video and see if what are they saying? Like, can you watch this medical video, or can you like watch this instructional video and tell me what you think?" Like there are young people doing that now, and I know that sounds very immature, but that's what that's what teenagers do, especially teenage boys do weird stuff like that. I remember that used to happen to me all the time when I was in college. When email first started, my friends would send me weird stuff like that just to gross me out. But that's what it's turned into. Okay, so children are going to see it regardless. Don't be surprised, you teachers out here, if you go back to school and you wind up seeing this video on the computer lab or on someone's laptop, or if you have a teenager in your house and you see your kids watching it. It's not that they're being weird, but someone's playing a prank on them just to gross them out. Okay, so I'm just letting you know that's probably what's going to happen if you ever see this video. Otherwise, I would advise not to look for it whatsoever. All right, so anyway, you folks let me know how you feel about it in the comments section. I very much like to hear your opinions on YouTube censorship. And because I know there's a lot of black YouTubers out there like Torian Rain, the Radical Home Sister, Mr. Superboy, Lashid For You, and others who are just, we've always had our channels messed with and had a lot of censorship. And a lot of times we only understand what happened or what we said, because YouTube will just snatch the video down and we're wondering what in the hell happened, right? So you folks will have to let me know how you feel about it in the comments section. Anyway, this is Mad Black, and I will be back with my foot on a devil's back.